Hello there. I'm Walter, and if you're anything like me, you probably remember when the idea of typing your bank password into a computer seemed absolutely insane. I mean, who in their right mind would trust the internet with their money, right? Well, here we are today. And I bet most of you checked your bank balance on your phone this morning without giving it a second thought. Funny how that works, isn't it? Before we dive into the exciting world of digital currencies, let's get the boring but necessary stuff out of the way. The disclaimer. This is not financial advice. I repeat, not financial advice. I'm about as qualified to give investment tips as your cat is to perform surgery, possibly less so, as cats at least have natural precision with their paws. This presentation is purely educational and hopefully entertaining. Cryptocurrency involves substantial risk, kind of like eating petrol station hot dogs at 2 a.m. There's a very real possibility you could lose everything you invest, so never put in more than you can afford to lose. Always, and I mean always, consult qualified financial professionals before investing a single penny. They went to school for this stuff while I'm just someone who learned about Bitcoin, because my nephew wouldn't stop talking about it at Thanksgiving dinner. Now with that out of the way, let's have some fun with this fascinating topic. Let me tell you a quick story about my friend Susan. When Netflix first came out, she swore she'd never give up her DVD collection. "I like holding something real," she'd say. "What happens if the internet goes down?" Now, she's binge-watching shows on her tablet every night and hasn't touched a DVD in years. Learning about cryptocurrency can feel a bit like that initial resistance to streaming. Complicated, maybe even a little scary. But once you understand the basics, it might just open up a whole new world. You might even find yourself explaining it to your grandkids. And wouldn't that be a satisfying role reversal? So, what exactly is cryptocurrency? At its core, it's simply digital money. Unlike those dollars in your wallet that you can fold and stuff in your pocket, cryptocurrency exists entirely in the digital world. Think about it this way. When you text a photo to a friend, you're sending something digital from your phone to theirs. Cryptocurrency is similar. You're sending value digitally. If you've ever used your banking app to split a dinner bill with a friend, that's conceptually very similar. The main difference? Instead of your transaction going through Chase or Wells Fargo, it goes through what's called a decentralized network. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Money that only exists as computer data? That sounds like something my grandson made up to confuse me. But here's the thing. Most of our traditional money already exists digitally anyway. When's the last time you actually held cash? Most of us are already living in a mostly digital money world. We just let banks handle it for us. Here's where it gets interesting. There are estimated to be over 10,000 different cryptocurrencies today. That might sound overwhelming, but don't worry. We're going to focus on understanding the big picture first, starting with Bitcoin, which is like the granddaddy of them all. The main difference between cryptocurrency and the digital money we're used to is this. Governments and banks control traditional money, while cryptocurrencies operate independently of these institutions. It's like the difference between using the post office and email. Both get your message delivered, but they work in completely different ways. So why should someone our age care about this? Well, the goal of cryptocurrency is to make it easier to pay for things directly, cutting out the middleman, like banks. This can mean fewer fees, especially when you're sending money internationally, faster processing times, and more control over your own money. Think about this. If you wanted to send $500 to your nephew studying abroad, your bank might charge you $25 in fees and take 3 days to get it there. With cryptocurrency, that same transfer could cost a few dollars and arrive in minutes. To driving yourself, more freedom, but also more responsibility to not drive into a ditch. Now, I'm not here to sell you on anything. Cryptocurrency isn't some magic solution to all our financial problems. It's volatile, it can be confusing, and yes, there are risks. But it's also a technology that's changing how the world thinks about money, and ignoring it completely isn't going to make it go away. Over the next 5 videos, we're going to take this journey together. We'll explore how this all started. And trust me, the story involves pizza and is more entertaining than you'd expect. We'll figure out how this blockchain thing actually works using examples that won't make your head spin. And by the end, you'll understand enough to make your own informed decisions about whether cryptocurrency has any place in your financial life. Remember, you don't have to become a cryptocurrency expert overnight. You didn't learn to use a smartphone in a day either. But look at you now. So, buckle up. We're about to explore one of the most significant financial innovations of our lifetime, and who knows? By the end of this series, You might be the one explaining Bitcoin to your friends at the coffee shop. See you in the next video, where we'll dive into the wild story of how Bitcoin went from an idea in someone's basement to something worth more than most countries' entire economies. One last reminder. This presentation is for educational purposes only. Always do your own research and consult financial professionals before investing. Cryptocurrency involves risk of significant loss, similar to letting your kids cut your hair during lockdown. We all remember how that turned out, don't we? Stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, if I can learn this stuff after years of thinking the cloud was just where rain comes from, so can you. I'll see you in the next video. From Pizza to Billions, the wild story of Bitcoin's first decade.